Hello and welcome. I'm your host Elizibar. I wasn't going to do a review on this, and then I saw one thing in here that changed my mind. That's not to say it was bad. It was actually a pretty good, if super fast read. So this is Wrath number 3 from Malibu. Malibu was bought out by Marvel for their digital color. You can see the digital coloring at work here. If you've seen any Marvel books from later in the 90s, you've seen coloring just like this. That has nothing to do with why we're looking at the book, though. Anyway, the intro, which also has nothing to do with why we're looking at the book, actually got me. I flipped it open and I'm like, okay, we got some bums. They're hanging out. Guys got an orange. Look at this, an orange. Someone just threw it right out. Scraped up the mold. Let's eat. All right, Leroy. Hey, that's our orange. And then everything goes bad for these poor indigent people. Like, it's not bad enough, right? That they're staying warm by a trash can, that they're going to eat a moldy orange, that they're wearing clothes, that are scrapped. I mean, this toboggan looks pretty rough here. No. Somebody's murdering them. And then, as if that wasn't the insult enough, the end is near. If that wasn't the insult, like enough of an insult, they're being smarmy about it. Anybody hungry? Me, I could eat a horse after a workout. You call that a workout? These bums don't even make me break a sweat. They're not bums nowadays, they're homeless. No, residentially challenged. Well, now they're life challenged. Oh my gosh. You instantly dislike these people. Not just because they killed 3 homeless people for no reason. No. They're jerks about it. Holy moly. What do you guys think you are, the Avengers? Quipping funny things when you're busy dealing with, all the aliens invading the city and massacring civilians by the thousand? Now, one thing that almost escaped me is this. Brooding rooftop presence. It's good foreshadowing. He's on the cover, too. So maybe it's not so much foreshadowing, but because we've already seen a glimpse of him, but he's right there. He's right there. He shows up later. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff I don't really care about because I'm not invested in this character. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of this character. What was his name? Wrath? I don't think I've ever heard of Wrath until I had this book in my hands. I didn't want to show that page yet. I wanted to show the previous page. We get a pretty good, if short, fight sequence here between the character, the dude who's the brooding rooftop presence who comes to team up and save his bacon, and these 3 guys who are, I think they're called the Radicals, and they're like friends of his somehow. I didn't really care enough to pay attention that much. It's a great little fight sequence, and it ends with Mr. Cloak and Hood shooting a guy in the head. Whoa! He's like, what was that? A way to win. Who are you? A man who does what it takes. No more, no less. Wait, how did you know? You would need me. I saw these 3 slaying you and others in a dream. I still haven't showed you the reason that we're doing this review at all. Anyway, it's kind of interesting stuff. The art's generally pretty darn good. I'm not entirely sold on the coloring in places, but it usually works really well. Man, this is just like some random book from the 90s. Alright, I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to flip through it. And I'm going to find the page that had the thing that I would just... Well, that one would work. But this is the one I wanted. There are 2 things on this page that I want to point out, and they're the reason we're doing this review. 1, plain background wall, right? Right? Like, you've seen me talk about, like, say, Gun Cats the other day. I'm like, the wall is completely flat and bare. And here, it's a wall, and look, there's details on it. Not a lot, but enough that there's a wall there. There's something going on. The other thing is, editorial notes. You don't see those very often in comics anymore. They used to have... Comic books used to be full of that kind of stuff to tell you, hey, if you wanted to know what was going on here, evaluations mixed, Wrath failed to capture Mantra, failed to capture the Ultra behind the blackouts in Pittsburgh. The microchip to be retrieved from Ultratech was obtained, but was damaged in a freak show with Prototype. Wrath 1 and 2. Prototype number 5. And then a little note saying which editor it was. Dan. Like, I'm trying to remember, like, when was the last time in a Marvel book, for example, I saw something like that? There's a love and a care of continuity in these older books that is just not present anymore. I guess that's the way I want to phrase it. And when I saw that little note, it made me happier than it should. It's the weirdest, stupidest little thing, isn't it? But anyway, this was actually a pretty fun read. It was super fast. It took me like 5 minutes. Might have taken me longer if I'd actually cared about the character a little bit, but I don't know anything about this guy, and mostly I was like soaking up the art. From the 50 cent bin, this is all right. This is A-okay. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.